Hey everyone, John Doyle from OptixEQ, and I'm here to do another video analysis. And this is for the Kentucky Derby Preps, Road to Kentucky Derby. And today's race is going to be the Grade 3 Withers at Aqueduct on Saturday. It's going as race 8 and should be an interesting race. And first thing I noticed about this race is the plot fit is yellow. The contention is a flame, but the speed rating is really low. So what does that all mean? I don't know. I would say that I wouldn't upgrade or downgrade either early pace horses or late pace horses. Could go a lot of different ways. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time trying to figure that out. But the way I looked at this race, I kind of broke it into 3 segments. Okay. First, I try to do with the plot some easy eliminations. Okay. So for me, the easy eliminations look like the 7, 8, and 10. They're circles in quadrant 4. We know what that means, right? I mean, again, for people new, circles mean that these horses don't have as much late pace as the squares. And in this situation, they're low down on the graph, so they need to come from behind. So they're kind of up against it. So 7, 8, and 10, I'm tossing here in this race. The next thing I'm going to look at is the horses that have just broken their maiden and are coming back. Okay, first time versus winners. So that would be the 1, the 2, the 4, and the 9. So I'm going to rank those horses in order that I like. The first one is Constitution Lawyer. This horse really showed nice progression after his maiden. He ran a better race figure-wise, even though he had trouble to start, got kicked back, and was better than luck. So I like when a horse does that, improves their figure after that. And that was at 9 furlongs. The horse run back at 9 furlongs in the mud and ran a big figure of 93. Now, in fairness, that 93 was earned with, you see this red bias. This horse had the benefit of being on the rail on a day when the rail was great. So you have to take that into consideration. But still, there probably could have been more progression with this horse, the way he was moving. He went from a 78, 79, maybe 93 is not the right number, but still, he ran a pretty good number. The range for this race is 87 to 93. So he's not completely a horse that you can kind of toss. This is a definite move up in class. He's going to face better horses, but still somebody to keep in mind in this race. The number 2 is the other recent maiden winner. And this horse broke his maiden at Turfway. Good number for a good trainer, Mike Maker. They're shipping him back here. He's got the experience on the dirt. His debut was really good, 87. But the problem is, even though we thought that race was strong for Turfway and thought it might be a key race, it really hasn't come back that way. So I think he's going to be a little bit challenged in this race. So kind of a little lukewarm on that. I ranked the 1 over the 2. Okay. The 4, Gilded Age, really popped at Churchill. Where has he been since? At Churchill race, again, didn't come back all that well. I mean, he had showed some minor progression before, kind of really running a big number. I'm a little bit eerie of that number. He plots as a deep closer, maybe more for underneath. But if I had to rank the 1, 2, I put him 3rd, 1, 2, 4. And then the number 9, early voting. This horse is the morning line favorite. He ran 82, and that was a really soft kind of maiden race. He's going to get a lot of attention because of the connections, Brown, Ortiz. He does plot the best of the, let me just switch back here. He does plot the best of those horses that just won. I just worry about the lack of seasoning and experience right now. So I would kind of rank him 3rd of my horses that are maiden special weights making the transition to winners. So 1, 2, 9, and 4 are my rankings there. Okay. So that's the second segment. The last segment, the way I want to look at this race, is horses coming out of a common race. And that common race, I'm showing you the plot now for the Jerome. So there's, let me see, there was 5 horses that came out of this race that are returning to run in this race. So the one thing I noticed about that race was that was a day, again, where there was a bias, speed bias, and the 6 took plenty advantage of it. Let me go to the actual run lines of that race. You could see that the 6. Well, he's the 5 today, going forward. But he was a 6 in that race. He took full advantage of the bias, and so he was the winner. 2 horses that were against the bias were Smarten Up and Unbridled Bomber. So those 2 horses have the potential to improve. Jefferson was one of those horses, Mr. Jefferson, that we eliminated as part of the plot elimination. The 11 ran a decent even race. Okay, again, he was forward on a track that was favoring that. But notice the 3. I'm going to just clear this now because I just want to look more closely at the 3 and the 6. The number 3, Smarten Up. This is a horse that shows good improvement race to race, kind of flying under the radar. Parks ran a B+ there and made a hard lead. So this horse has got early pace, and he didn't show that in the Jerome. And a Jerome again was a race where there was the speed bias, and he still ran a good race. If I click this eye, you see we have a stretch as a projection too. This colt might be better 2 turns and should enjoy the extended different distances. So this is a horse that we think has upside. He ran, he continues to kind of improve even though he was against the bias. So I think this horse is projecting in the 90s, and I think he's going to be a good price. Just because of the connections he's shipping in from. Well, he shipped in from Parks, but his connections are Philadelphia based, and he again might fly under the radar. He was 21-1 last time. Here's a horse to watch at a big price. In this Withers. So I kind of like this horse, the number 3, Smarten Up. And then the number 6 was the other horse against the bias, Unbridled Bomber. Another horse that looks like he's going to improve. Got a lot of nice improving horses here. And this is another one. So be interesting to see if he can kind of make a move forward. Why not? I mean, he ran 83 last time against the bias. There's some projection there. And let me go to the 11 too, because here's a horse that kind of was forwardly placed in the Jerome. Horse was coming off a layoff, got slopped for the first time. Another kind of improving horse. Really, horse has done nothing wrong. It's got a good form. There's another contender in this race, I would say. So, in summary, eliminating the 7, 8, 10. If I had to take the horses that, or at least horses that can factor in that just broke their maidens, I would rank the 1 and 2 over the 9. I'm going to take a little shot against the 9 here, who's going to be the favorite. And I think the horses that I like coming out of the Jerome the best, I would say 3 on top, 11 and 6. Okay. So hopefully that gives you some information to go on when you're playing the Withers at Aqueduct on Saturday. Just so you know, we're going to be doing the Holy Bull later on, so I'll send that out. I'm going to be doing that with Donald Harris. Not going to be doing the Robert B. Lewis, which is going to be run Sunday. That field, there's only 5 horses in that field. So me and Emily talked, we're going to come back on probably Monday or Tuesday and do like a review of these 3 races, so you can see where we were right, where we were wrong, and we'll have the result plots and all the rest. So thank you for listening. Again, our road to the Kentucky Derby, it stops in Aqueduct this Saturday, and hopefully you enjoy the race. And thanks for listening. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and check us out at OptixEQ.com. Appreciate you listening.